Well, good morning, Facebook friends. Little Lonnie here. I'm going to make some biscuits. I want to make them, listen, the ingredients are going to be a little different than what I made before. We make them the same way, except the ingredients that goes in is not, I'm going to use all-purpose flour this time. And we're going to use a stick of frozen butter like always. No, we're not. Not on this one, I forgot. This one, we're going to be using organic coconut extra virgin oil. It's solid, it's pure coconut oil, and we're going to use about the size of an egg of this in my flour. And then we're going to take our cutter here, and we're going to blend it in with the flour real nice and easy. And then before we do that though, we'll put in some baking soda, our baking powder, our milk. This is our buttermilk powder here, and a cup of water, and a tablespoon of sugar. And that's about it that we're going to put in this bunch. But right now I'm just going to finish my cup of coffee, you know, because this is my last cup, I think. There's a little bit in there. It ain't enough to worry about. I'll probably throw that away. I'll drink this one. Yesterday, I couldn't, my phone was giving me little problems on doing video. Today I'm trying to do this on my tablet. I got my tablet working. So I'm going to try doing a video on it and see how it comes out. And what I want you all to do when you get to see it is let me know that the tablet is better or tablet is worse than my phone. So we're going to try this and see what happens. I don't know. I think I can get it all transported over to where I need to go to get it online, I think. Anyway, we're going to give it a shot and see. Hey, I'll try anything. And I got my table set up again. And Friday I'm supposed to have my little island that's going to come in and sit here in the kitchen. It's on rollers. I'll be able to roll it out of my way when if I'm not on video, and I can put it in the bedroom or in I got a spare bed, my office in there where my computer is. I can put it in there with all the other stuff I got and stuff like that. So anyway, yesterday I made some beef stew, and so I'm going to make these biscuits, and when the biscuits get done, I'm going to heat up the beef stew, and I'm going to show you what I did with the beef stew. Now, if you want to take and write these ingredients down for the beef stew, I had the 12-ounce package. I divided them up. I buy them in a big package, a big beef stew package is all cut up for you. Boy, it's a tender meat. And I buy that at Sam's. So I divide it up into a good 12-ounce packages, to go in my freezer. So I get one of them out and I thaw it out. Then I cook me about 8 patties of sausage. And after they got done, I put the sausage in the refrigerator after they cooled down. And then I took the grease that come out of the sausage, and I put the beef, the little beef cubes. They're about half an inch to an inch big. The way the butcher cuts them up. And so I put them in my skillet with that sausage grease and started cooking them there. Then I took a 1/4 cup of flour. It don't matter whether it's all-purpose flour or self-rising flour or bread flour. It doesn't make any difference. It's just going to be in there as a thickening. So anyway, as they cook, got about halfway done cooking, I put a 1/4 cup of flour all over them. And then I put some salt. I use kosher salt, and I use medium ground black pepper, a teaspoon of each. on there. Then I stirred that all up. Well, I needed a little bit more oil, so I took some virgin olive oil. I'd say 3 tablespoons, and I put that in there to give me a little bit more liquid, you know, to absorb that flour. And I wanted to cook that flour up. So I got the flour all cooked and everything. And then after I got that cooked, in the process while it was cooking, I was cutting up my vegetables. I cut up some carrots. I took 2 carrots. I took two celery stalks. They're only about that long, and cut them up in small pieces. I cut me some potatoes, Irish potatoes. They were baked potatoes, about so big around. I peeled them. I sliced them in half. Then I turned them over and cut them in thirds, 3 pieces. And I put them in there. I did 4 potatoes like that. All right. Then I took 1 large yellow onion. I peeled it up and I chopped it all up, and I put that in there with the beef. So I got to make sure I mentioned everything here. I put the carrots and the potatoes and the celery. Oh, I had some sweet peppers. I put 1 large red pepper, 1 large orange pepper, and 1 yellow pepper. I chopped them up pretty fine, put them in there. Then I had some bell peppers, and I just took half of a bell pepper, and I sliced it up real small, and I put it in that stew. Okay, then I took 1 carton of beef broth, and I poured that in there, and I let that cook. Oh, it cooked about 15 minutes in my skillet, so I could absorb all that stuff. Then I poured it into my pot, you know, my pot that I cooked it's so deep. It's bigger. I needed a bigger pot to put it in because the skillet was just not big enough. So anyway, after I did all of that, then I let it cook and thicken, and it cooked. I guess I let it cook for 30 minutes on simmer. I had my stove set on number 1. That's as low as it'll go. So, you know, the flame's not very high, but with the stainless steel pots, they got the pretty thick bottoms on them, and they get hot quick, just like cast iron. So you don't need a high flame with those. And anyway, on that low flame, I let it cook for 30 minutes. And then after that, I turned it off. And I just let it sit there. And it sat there for 3 or 4 hours, I guess, to cool down. I can't put it in the refrigerator yet because it's still too hot. So about 6 o'clock come, it was still warm enough that I could go ahead and have it for my dinner. So I took that and I had some of that. I had 2 small bowls for dinner. And boy, it was good. I loved every bit of it. So today I decided that I would make some biscuits, and I want to make 2 different kinds. I want to make some with this, and then I want to show you some that I'm going to make with the self-rising flour and the difference. And there won't be much difference in them except for the Lilly white flour is white, and of course the all-purpose flour, I'm going to sift it because it gives it, when you sift it, it gives a little more air into the flour, and then, you know, so it makes it more fluffy and not as tough. So that's how we're going to do that. So anyway, I'm still drinking my coffee here. I know I don't get on here very much, but I need to get on here. I'm trying my best to get something set up. So now, if I can find something that works really good, I get on here every day, you know, and make something. It takes me a long time to get one downloaded, though. And if it's on my phone, I can't use my phone because my phone is all tied up. So I don't know how I can get all my videos downloaded any faster. So if anybody out there in Facebook land has any ideas as to how I can make my videos to download online faster, well, I sure appreciate some information on how to do that, because I sure don't know how. I'm 78 years old, and I'm not too much on the computer stuff, so all I know how to do is get in my bank account and my credit cards, and that's it. I don't know how to, I know how to look up something if I want to look it up, but I mean, that's about all I know. I'm just not too savvy with the computer system anymore. Back when, in my younger days, we had some computers in the Air Force, and I used those to get our supplies together for our aircraft and stuff. But anyway, that's about all I know about that. So anyway, I'm going to get started here as soon as I finish this coffee, you know. But I don't know. I thought about one of these days I'd get my pictures out. Back when, in my younger days, when I was a baby and growing up, get my grandma's picture out and do all that, and maybe tell a little story about how we all grew up. You know, I grew up at what they call homeland out in Springfield, Missouri. I don't know if they call it there now or not, but I guess most of the people who live out there probably don't know what the name of that addition is. And the old street used to be called Bodine. When I lived out there, it was called Bodine. And before we moved from there, they changed it over to Hillcrest. So, and the address was 1552 North Hillcrest, where I was raised in that house from a baby up to about 16, maybe 17 years old when I had to move, when we moved. My grandma, she had to go she stayed with my aunt. I had several different aunts that she stayed with. She'd stay with one for a while. She'd go stay with another one for a while. And I rented an apartment from my aunt, and I stayed in that little one-room apartment. I stayed there for 3 months. Then I finally found a house over by where my girlfriend lived, and there was one house between her house and my house where I rented. So that's where I moved to. And when I go to work, I worked at the Ozark Hardwood Lumber Company back then, and that was back in the 60s, 59 and 60s. I graduated high school, and anyway, that's where I worked. And when I come home, my girlfriend, she'd go up and clean my house up. Her mom wouldn't allow her to go up there while I was gone. While I was home. If I was home, she couldn't come up there. And so she would go up, and sometimes, you know, I'd leave so quick and early, and I'd cook me some oatmeal, and I'd leave oatmeal in a pan, and it, you know how oatmeal does, it gets kind of hard in the pan. And well, she got onto me for that, because she'd go up there every morning, and she'd clean my house and make sure that everything was cleaned up. But she got onto me for leaving that oatmeal in a little bit in the dish, a little bit in the pan, and letting it get hardened up and hard to clean out. And so anyway, I had to start doing a lot better about that deal. And then she got onto me for just throwing my clothes on the floor instead of throwing them in a hamper. And so I learned pretty quick before we got married what she wanted me to do. So that's what I ended up doing after we got married in 1963. We got married in June in 1963. But, you know, she had me putting my clothes in hampers and everything. So if it was laying on the floor, it didn't get washed. She told me, she said, if it's not in the hamper, it's not going to get washed. So there you go. All right. I think I've said enough about all of that stuff. I don't normally talk about this all this time, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I got my bowl. There's my trusty little old bowl here. And we're going to get the flour out. Alright. I'm done with that. Let me rinse this cup out. Okay, here's my flour. And my measuring cup. That's a quarter cup. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna put this back in the freezer. I forgot to took it out and I shouldn't have. Not yet. We turned my stove on to, I want to get it up to 475. Alright, we're gonna let that heat up to 475. Maybe I'll use my bigger one. Yeah, that'll work better. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I don't want to take and dip my 1 cup down in there. Because if you dip it down in here like this, you're going to pack this. It's going to pack it up, and you don't want it packed. We don't want it packed. So we want to take a little cup and we want to put it in there loosely. It'll be in there loose. Okay. Then you take a knife, kind of just take it on the edge and hit it like this. Then you can take it, come back here, and just slide it across there. That gives you a full cup. You dump it in there. Okay. Now I want to put 3 cups of this in there. Three cups. I put a little bit more on. See, you can overfill it. That's fine. And then you want to take this and you want to. That takes all the air pockets. If there's any air pockets down in there, when you tap on this like that, it makes it fill up. So you'll have a good full cup. And it's not packed. It's not packed. It's loose. So you want 3 cups. Okay, so this will be the 3rd cup. This is all-purpose flour. Put a little bit more on there. There we go. Okay, it's all-purpose flour, so we're going to keep doing this. Okay. Here we go. Get that rubber seal back on that lid. A little while. Okay, so what we want to do is just take this thing and just kind of sift it. Let that go all the way through there and see how fine that is. Just letting the air get in there, which is going to make the biscuits fluffy. Alright, it's got some little stuff. I don't know if you can see that little stuff in there. See it falling out? I hope you can see it. Alright, so we got that done. That's really fine. So I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of this buttermilk. It's buttermilk powder. Put 4 tablespoons. There's 1. Now there's 2. I'll have to open up another can. Three. 4. Go the other way. I got my trash can sitting over here. Alright. So then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of baking powder. 1. 2. Okay, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of baking soda. Alright, here we go. 1 teaspoon. Pull that lid down, rub it off. That way it gets all. You get 1 good scoop, that's it. Alright. Now, we got all of that. Okay. Now we want 1 tablespoon of sugar. I keep my sugar that I cook with in this little jar. Okay. 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay. Now we sift this up. You rub that around a little bit and get that. Make sure you get all of that in there. Rubbing that in there, it makes it sift, you know, goes through them little holes here. It crumbles them up. They're just little small ones. That's why you got to run it through the sifter. So you don't want those. You don't want that stuff in there. Then you'll take your little spoon here. Now we want to mix all this stuff up. Make sure all of that baking powders and sugar and everything's all incorporated in the flour. You do that before you put your lard in it, or your oil, coconut oil, butter, Crisco, whatever you use. sometimes I use Crisco quite a bit, but I use butter more, because butter biscuits it tastes better, and these here normally will rise just a little higher on these biscuits here, and you don't want to stir them too long when you make them, and because the more you stir it, when you get your ingredients in, the tougher the biscuit's going to be. So you don't want to do that. So all the young people out there that don't know how to make biscuits, if you write this all down, of course I'm going to put it on the video, but it doesn't. I can't tell you exactly how to, stir it. I can just show you here, and I'll try to put it in there, but there's no way I can tell you how to do it. I just show you here, on the video. Okay, now it's pretty well stirred up. See, it's all. You can do this and get some air in it. Okay. Now I want to get a cup of water. One cup of water. Okay. And this, let me spray this little thing here, because I spray this with this PAM non-stick spray. Spray that in there. Then, when I put we'll put a quarter cup of this in here, or a little more. There you go. We'll put that down in there. Yeah, it needs a little bit more. A little more. There you go. Quarter cup. It's just a little bit more, a little over a quarter cup. That's okay. You can see what it is. It won't hurt it to be a little bit more than a quarter cup. It doesn't have to be exact. You need at least that much, a quarter cup. This will not taste like coconut. Anyway, I never had it taste like coconut anyway. All right. Get my lid, get this stuff out of my way. Get that out of my way, and then I got to have my little plastic deal here when I get ready to pour it out. Gotta have this. All right. Now, what you want to do now is we want to take. Now you can use your hand if you want to get in there and mix it up with your hand. I don't want to do that. So I take my little blender here, and I just blend it all in with that. Cut it all up. It don't take very long to do that, and it cuts up, and it kind of looks like little sand pebbles in there. When you get done, get it all mixed up good. You stir it up. Make sure you get it off the bottom. Push down on it here, like so. Then turn the bowl over. Come on this side, and rake it all down. Make sure you're getting all the bottom now. Get all the way to the bottom and get all that mixed up good. Got to be mixed up in order for you to have good biscuits. All right. Okay, that's mixed up good. Set that over there. Then we're gonna pour in a cup of water. And you know, I ain't gonna pour all of it in. I got a 3/4 of it in. So we'll go with the 3/4, and you know, I pull it up like this. So I don't wanna, you just wanna kinda overlap it, you know. You don't wanna sit and stir it too much. Just pick it up and lay it over, like so. Pick it up and lay it over. Mash it down. You don't want it real wet and you don't want it real dry. Okay, so I'll need a little more water. So I got about a third cup left. So we'll see how this does. But you want to make sure that you got water in it, and the humidity has a lot to do with how much water you have. Sometimes you know, you don't need much. Sometimes you need that whole cup. So depends on the humidity. Our humidity here today is not very good. Raining, we got a lot of rain outside. Yeah, I need more water in there, so I'll put the rest of this water in. Might have to have a little more. But the reason I don't put milk in it, because I put the buttermilk powder in it, and 1 cup, 4 tablespoons of that powder is equal, and 1 cup of water, that's equal to the 1 cup of buttermilk. All right. There's just a little bit right there it needs to be. All right. That's it. We're done. It's not, it gets down so it's not sticky. See, it just rolls off your fingers, like so. It's not sticking to you. Pull that off there. All right. Now, yeah, my oven just went off, said it's 475. So, you don't want very much flour on this. Just a little bit. That's, you know, that should be plenty right there. You don't want to play with the biscuit. You know, you don't want them tough. So, here's what we're going to do. I'll roll this out. Now let me show you the pan. See, there's not much left in the pan. Not much at all. So that's what you want. You want that bowl to be clean. That's called clean right there. And I'll have to wash that out before we start the next bunch, but it won't take me a minute to do that. Okay. Before I roll that out, I want to I'll take some of this Crisco here, and I want to oil my skillet up. It don't take very much. Just oil that up. and put it in the oven, let it get hot. Okay, let me wash my hand. Okay. I'll be back in a second. Just hang on a minute. Let's get my cup here and cook this up so I don't. No point having everything down in your way. And I don't need that no more, so I'll put that up. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now you put a little bit of flour on your hands. Kind of rub your hand. There's enough here on here to do it. Okay. So you just take this and pick it up. See that it don't stick to my hands. That's what you want. And then you can bend it over and push it down. You don't have to take a rolling pin. You don't have to roll it out with a rolling pin. I mean, some people do, but you pull it over this way and you feel. What I'm doing is I'm going to make layers in the biscuit. That's what we're doing, is putting layers in. Then you bring this over about halfway and mash it down. Then bring this side up like that and mash it down. One more time, this way. Okay, that's it, we're done. Then we want to mash this down. Mash it down. And it got to be about 3/4 inch thick. Or you can make a 1/2 inch if you want. But 3/4 usually comes out best. And you want to have good tall biscuits. All right. I got to get my pad over here because I don't want to burn this top on this table. Because it'll probably burn up pretty quick. Anyway, set that there. Get my pot holder here. Get this hot skillet out. Okay. Set that on that pad. Well, that skillet is very hot. Very hot. I'll roll this cup around in here. Now I've looked all over trying to find me a biscuit cutter, and I can't find none. I don't know, maybe I just ain't looking in the right place. But this is okay. This works good. All right. What you want to do is just push straight down. Don't twist it. When you twist it, what happens is it seals this off here and won't allow it to rise very well. So you just push it straight down and up and pick the biscuits up. You see how thick that biscuit is? See, you can see inside here where it's layered. It's layered there. And you can see that. Okay. It's pretty easy. You don't have to twist it. Just push down and lift up. That's it. Put that right there. Now, let me pick this up and mix it around a little bit. I'll pat it out and I'll make a few more biscuits here. Okay, if you don't have one of these little plastic deals right here, you can order that through Walmart, you know, little plastic baking. I guess that's what you call it. I forgot what I called it when I looked it up online. It tells you different Fahrenheit of your oven, what's got to be there. Make pie crust on this. All right, push down, bring it up. Or put that over there. Okay, I'll put that one out there. All right, I'll put this one right there. Then I'll take this here, what's left, which ain't much, and I'll roll it around in my hand. We'll let my thumb here do the thing here. Okay. Okay. Now pat it down. Every one of my biscuits comes out with a baby. I always have a baby. And I put that right there. Always have a baby biscuit. Okay. Now I don't want to grab that in my hand because it's hot. All right. There's the biscuit. Look good. Okay. Let's put them in the oven. Okay. They should be done in, let's try it 23 minutes. Sometimes it might be a little longer, but I'll do it 23 minutes. And I'll check on them, make sure. I got one leg there that no one locked in. All right. So now, let me push this out of the way here. Let me wash my pan out. Okay, now I'm going to use the white Lilly self-rising flour. Okay. We're going to use 4 cups of this, same thing. This is self-rising white Lilly, self-rising flour. So you take and dip it in there just like you did before. You fill it up. Take your knife. Okay, then you take it and just rake it down. There you go. Add 1. Here 2. You don't really have to sift this, but I like to sift it because it makes it have a much better fluffy biscuit. And I make it little different than what other people do, and that's okay. They still come out really good. Good eating biscuit. All right. We got that. Wipe this off of my trash can so I don't get it all over every place. All right. That's a good deal. All right. Time I get these done, yep, these others should be done. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sift these out. Well, this is going to be a long video, and I hope it'll download real nice, but we'll see. It might take a while to do it. I don't know, but it'll eventually get downloaded. Well, it's got a few little pebbles in it. Made a little mess there. Kind of missed it. Okay. Dry this up a little. All right. What we do now, I put a little bit of flour out here. That's enough. Okay. Take this buttermilk. And I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of that. this buttermilk, it doesn't have to be sifted. I just figured it, since I was sifting it anyway, I might as well just go ahead and do that. So, that's 2, 3. See, I rub it on this top lid and it comes out even, right even at the top of the, so that's 4. 4 tablespoons. Okay. So, I'll take mix this all up. Make sure that buttermilk's mixed up good in the flour. Okay. Alright. What we're going to do now, I'm going to get my processor. That thing got them suction cups on it. There we go. Now, okay, I got my grater blade there. It goes in there. Okay. Grater blade in. Okay. Now I'll get me. I usually use unsalted butter. This is froze. It's frozen butter. It's salted butter, but I'm not going to put no salt in it, so that's fine. You use salted butter or unsalted butter, either one you want to use. Okay. Okay. What I want to do is, I want to take this off, take this out, then I want to spray inside. I want to spray inside of here so the butter don't stick. I want the butter to come out real easy, not have to stick. Okay, gonna put this back, put the back. So. There we go. Put this over out of my way. Take this stick of butter. Stick it in here. You watch it and it's gonna go. There's a small piece there that I'll just crumble it up. A little frozen piece, that's all right. It'll be all fine. This over here so I can clean it up. I'm gonna take this out so I can clean it up too. Okay. All right. Now, you see all this butter? See it nice? Look at that, little pieces. And this processor, man, it's good. I've got another one over there that does it just as good. I trade off. My son said, well, what did you buy that new one for if you're not going to use it? I said, well, I didn't know that old one even worked. We've had it for 35, 40 years, and it was sitting in there in the other cabinet, and I didn't even know if it worked. So I sat down one day and cleaned it all up good. Took me about 2 hours to clean it up. Been sitting out there, I don't know, my wife's been gone for almost 9 years, and I haven't used it, so I guess it's been sitting out there that long. All right, so enough of that. I'm gonna clean that. All right. So I got my buttermilk in. So what we want to do now, before we put any water in, is mix this up good. You know, mix that up. It don't take but just a second. That's it. See, it's already fine. It's already in there, and you don't have to take the chopper and chop it all up. You just gotta stir it around a little bit, like so. Just stir it around. It's gonna leave little chunks. You'll see little chunks of butter in there, but that's good, because when you put your butter out, your biscuits, I mean, it's gonna have good biscuits. Okay. You check my biscuits. Wow, they're there. Okay. I want to melt some butter and put on them. See those? They get cooled off. Let them cool down. Let me set them off the stove. Set them over here in this pan. Let them cool. And I want to put some butter, melt some butter in a little bit and put on there. They won't cool down that much. Okay. Let me give me a cup of water. One cup of water. Now we do the same thing as we did a while ago. The only difference is with this, the only thing we have to add is the buttermilk powder and the butter. That's it. You don't have to add baking powder, little sugar. You don't need all that in this mix here. And you do the same thing. A little bit of water. See, I got a quarter cup. There's a quarter cup of water left. I put 3/4 into my 3 cups. Now I want to mix this up. You know, make sure I get everything I can mixed up in there. All right, you're gonna have some. I might as well just put the rest of that water in because I know it's gonna take it. Okay. Okay. She's done. It's done, so here we go. Dump her out. This is so easy. Anybody can make these biscuits. Anybody. I mean, they're not hard to make at all. They're so simple. And you don't have to get your hands in a bowl to get your hands all wet. messed up. I get my fingers, and I wouldn't have to wash it off, but I'm gonna. Okay, let me get this hair out of the way. Ah, good way to break it. Put that up there, I can wash it. Let me get some butter. Okay, I want to melt 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. I got 4 tablespoons here, so we're going to be about half. See this? That's 1. That's 2. Just that. Okay. Let me cut that up in pieces and melt. It'll melt easier in the microwave. Okay. I'll put this butter up. I'll use it for this bunch here when I get done. Okay. I want to get that butter on them things while they're hot, so I can dump them out of that pan so I can use it. I gotta plug that one up. Okay. You know what? 35 minutes, 35 seconds. We'll see how that goes. Usually 35 seconds or so melted. We will see. That pan's so hot that I want to get them biscuits out. Because as long as they're in that pan, they're cooking. I want to get them dumped, and I want to butter them first. And I want to dump them in this plate. It's going to take a little more than 35 seconds. Yeah. And put them in there for another 15 seconds. Give me a little brush. Brushy, brushy, brushy. All right. We'll set that right there, because that is hot. Now you can see that biscuits. Okay, I'll put the butter these biscuits. What butter in the biscuits on top, what it does, it keeps them soft and moist. So that's what you want. You want the biscuits soft and moist. All right. Not going to take quite all of that. All right. Move out of the way, stickers. Okay, let me get this hot pan. Okay, let me show you. See how nice them look on the bottom? And I'll take this pan, take a paper towel. wipe it out. You don't want to wash the cast iron skillets no more than you have to. If you have to wash it at all, you want to put water in it. And if it's hot, you want to make sure the water is hot. You don't want to put cold water on a hot skillet. You turn that timer off. Okay. Now, let me show you what the biscuit. Can you see the biscuit? How big it is? See how big that biscuit is? See the layers in there? Look here. See the layer? Got another layer down here. You pull this other layer up. It's got 2 or 3 layers in there, but it's so hot. And we lay that down there for a minute and let it taste. I know what it's going to taste like. It's going to be delicious. All right, let me put that pan out of the way. Okay. It tastes good, but it don't taste as good as these here are going to taste. They're good biscuits. You do not taste the coconut. You don't taste coconut at all. The only thing you might taste in it is a little baking powder, a little baking soda. But other than that, that's it. That's just the way the biscuits taste. They're different. All right. Let me grease up this pan. Okay. Put it in. Water hot. Okay. Here we go. Same thing. Flip this up there. Put the flour on it. Flip it over. That's what's good about this pad right here. Pick it up. This little sticky. I see it's not sticking to my hand. It's soft. And you just want to push this down. Bring this over. Don't do the same way. We're going to make layers out of it. And this is pretty soft. And, you know, got a little bit of flour here to put on it. All right. Need a little bit more flour down there. Just a touch. Not much. All right. All right. Oh, one more time. One more time. There we go. A little bit flour here. All right. Just a tad. There you go. Now we're going to pat this out 3/4 of an inch. Well, that's about the same size as we had over there. Because I know how many it's going to make. I know it takes 3 cups of flour to make, what is that, 2, 4, 10, I think, 11 biscuits. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah. Put a little bit of butter on there. But let me get my pan out because I know it's good and hot now. That pan's hot. Okay. Remember, push down, up. Down, up. Trying to dust off a little bit of that flour that's on there. Okay. Up. Okay. Roll this dough up. And I never have any dough left over when I make my biscuits. Some people have dough left over, you know, but you shouldn't have any dough left over. You know how much flour it takes to make the amount of biscuits that you know, want to make. So I pretty well know how many biscuits I want to put in there. Okay. I got enough for a baby. I'll put this right here. Then I got enough here. I put a little bit of this flour on my hand. So I can roll this dude up. I'll roll him up. I'll pat it down. I'll lay him right in there. Alright. Get a paper towel and wipe my hand on. Now you see how easy it is to clean your hands up? Hey, easy. And look at your pad. See, it's virtually clean. Okay. Alright, very good. Alright. There's the biscuit. I'm gonna set these about 18 minutes, 19 minutes. Okay. I hope I can pause this. and you come back. I'll see you in a little bit. When these get done, I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and these things are about done. So, and I took some beef stew and I put it in the microwave to warm me up a bowl of it, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it on top of one of these biscuits. And boy, that's going to be good to eat. Have a good lunch. I guarantee. Guarantee. You have some good lunch. You know, when I'm living here alone by myself, just me and my dogs, it gives me a lot of time to think about way back yonder when I was growing up. And my grandma, she always said, hey, let's go out and get some gooseberries. And there was a field across town there, across way. It was probably a mile away from our house. We go out there and we started picking these gooseberries. And oh, we had a bucket about so big, and mine was pretty much full, and my brother, he had his almost full. My grandma, she had hers full, and everything. And all of a sudden, I seen this snake, and she told me not to run. She said, that's a blue racer. Don't run, because it'll chase you. I don't care. I'm a runner. So I took off. I don't know what happened to the snake, but I never saw it no more. So anyway, I'm definitely afraid of snakes. Okay, here they come. You see how nice they look? I'm gonna set them up there and I'm gonna put the butter on them. Gotta put some butter on them. And I'm gonna show you the difference. I wish you was here. You can basically see the difference in the biscuits. There's a lot of difference. These are much lighter because of the flour. Now I got some more flour, bread flour. I can make biscuits out of them, and they make really good biscuits, but they got more, that bread flour has more protein in it and stuff, so it's a richer flour. All right, I got them all buttered up. Let me get me a plate, put it in a plate. I gotta freeze these biscuits. I wish I had somebody come and get some of them while they're fresh. All right, here we go. Look at that. See how easy they fall out of that biscuit? I mean, out of that pan. Look how brown they are at the bottom. Oh, look. I'll show you. Oh, thing's hot. Let me turn the oven off. It's beeping at me. Okay. Let me see how my stew's coming. If it's hot yet. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty hot. Whew, yeah, it's hot. All right. I want to show you this biscuit. So I'll have to take a little fork in my tongs here because it is hot. Can you see that biscuit? Woo. Maybe I'll hold it. Look at that. See? Now, let me show you. Put this in here. Look at those. See? See those layers? Got a layer here. There's a layer here. See how white that is? Look here. Look how soft. Oh, it's really good. I like them better than I do the all-purpose flour. Well, I'm going to freeze them, and That way I won't have to make any for a while. I don't know if my son come down this weekend, I'll probably have to make some. Alright, I'm going to put this biscuit right here on my plate. Now get me a pot holder to get that bowl out of that microwave because it is hot. My dogs, they smell it and they want to eat it. Let me set that right there because it's hot. All right. Okay. Let's put some of this meat. That meat out here. A few little gravy. There's more meat. I had all kinds of meat there. There's a carrot. There's a nice looking carrot. Nice carrot. Nice potato. Nice potato. Right there. Nice carrot. Nice little carrot. And now, oops. Sprinkle that with a little chives. A little chive on top of my biscuit. Now you can see it a whole lot better. Okay. I'll tell you what, that is some good eating right there. That's some good eating, I guarantee. Okay, my Facebook friends. I'm going to get off of here. It's been 1 hour and 23 minutes and almost 24 minutes. So I'm going to try and get this posted, and so it'll be online. So you have a good day, and when you see this video, please like, share it, and follow me. Thank you.